Hey everybody, this is 6-5 in the All Things Algebra Geometry part, parallel lines and proportional parts. So, I just finished up 6-3 and this is 6-5. I'm not sure what's going on with 6-4. I'm assuming that it's some sort of review, and I don't know. Weirdness. So these were given to me to do. I don't know, I'll have to check into that. If there's a 6-4 and I've skipped over it, sorry about that. If it's a review and they didn't want the students to know, I guess, the answers, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just going to roll with what I got. So this is 6-5, parallel lines and proportional parts. Okie dokie. Let's see, triangle proportionality theorem. If a line is parallel to one side of a triangle, intersects the other two sides, then it divides the sides into segments with proportional lengths. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so what it's saying is that if these are parallel, and that's what that little symbol means, those filled in triangles, then you, like the last video, don't have to add these two parts together to get the whole BA for the larger triangle. You can just say their parts are proportional, and then, so I mean, like the upper left and the bottom left would go together, and the upper right and the bottom right, even though the EC is not the actual side of a triangle, and even though DA is not the side of a triangle, you can put those into proportional parts. Same thing. If you can put them into proportional parts, then these are parallels. So if a line is parallel to one side of a triangle, intersects the other two sides. Okay, my cat has shown up. All right, baby, you gotta get down. You got to get down. All right. So, let's see if I can make sure I understand what this is saying. So if DE is parallel, let me write to the side here. That weird skinny 11 is a symbol for parallel. So if DE is parallel to AC, oops, where did that come from? Wah! AC, then you can say that, I'm not sure how they want me to write this, but this is how I would do it. BD, DA, BE, EC. And I just wrote CE backwards. Oh well, you get the idea. All right, so let's just get into it. Lovely kitty. There you go. Move that out of the way. All right. So first thing I would do if it was my students is I would turn this sucker, rotate it around, so the students can kind of see it better. 12 over 14, 15 over x. 12 over 14, because they're both on the left. 15 over x, because they're both on the right. I don't know. Sometimes I have found that if I just rotate an object, students see it easier. So, yeah, I don't know. If you have a student that is like that, turn it. Rotate it. Sometimes they can just say, oh, okay, well, yeah. 12 with 14, 15 with x. And again, if you're a brand new geometry teacher, pay attention to left with left and right with right, or top with top and bottom with bottom, or be consistent. You need to be consistent, because the number one thing they're going to do is try to go 12, 14, x 15, boom, they done missed it. All right, so I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to multiply 12 times x. I'm going to multiply 14 times 15, and I'm going to rock and roll with the answer. So 12 times x is 12x. I have no idea what 14 times 15 is. Looks like it's 210 divided by the 12. So 12 times what is 210? Divide, because the opposite or inverse operation will get you the right answer. So 210 divided by 12. Looks like it's going to be 17.5. Now they just say find the value of x. That's what I've got. Boom, I'm done. All right, same thing for number 2. Again, if you are a brand new teacher and you have a student who's just constantly getting this wrong, you might need to rotate the object. X with 18, 56 with 21. And again, you can do that because the lines are parallel. Baby girl, you can't get my pen. Get down. Nice try. All right, X over 18. 56 over 21. I'm going to cross multiply and solve that. So 21 times X, and I have no idea what 18 times 56 is. 1008. So 21 times something is 1008. I'm going to divide by that 21 to see what it is. 48. All right, so what you just found is that right there, that length. That length right there is 48. All right, moseying on. All right, now number 3, as you can see if I rotate it, they didn't give me this upper little part. So there's 2 options here. You can take the whole 55, subtract the lower portion 45 to see what the upper part is, and then do it just like number 1 and number 2. X over 36, 10 over 45, get your answer, boom. Which is what I suggest. Because the other option is to keep that 55 and add X plus 36, which makes you have a binomial and a more difficult problem. So again, you can do it that way, but that is a little bit more difficult if you have X plus 36 sitting on this left side for the full left side triangle. I would just go with a shortcut because I'm a shortcut kind of girl. 55 minus 45 is 10. And I'm going to work number 3 just like I did number 1 and number 2. So I get X over 36. 10 over 45. I'm going to cross multiply. 45 times X. 10 times 36. And then I'm looking for 45 times what is 360, and since I don't know that, I'm going to take 360 and divide by 45. Looks like it's going to be an 8. All right, so what you just found is that little segment right there is an 8. All right, I feel like I'm rolling. I'm going to do the same thing on number 4 like I did number 3, but I'm going to slow it down. I'm not going to talk my way through it. I am going to rotate it so you guys can see what I'm doing, but if you're a student at this point, I just told you that number 4 is like number 3. Try it on your own. I'm not going to say a word. I want you to try it, gain your confidence. Check back with me. Pause that video if you need to. All right, here's how I'm going to do it. All right, hopefully you got what I got. All right, so number 5 is why I chose to do the shortcut for number 3 and number 4. I have a binomial for the x plus 7, which makes this problem quite a bit more difficult. But I'm going to set it up the same. I'm going to do 30 over x plus 7, 25 over 15, cross multiply with that binomial. Now, if you're a brand new teacher, watch out for this step. The students are going to want to multiply 25 times x, and they're going to forget about the 7. But this is 25 times both of these things, students. 25 times both x and the 7. And then 30 times 15. 450. So watch out, you guys. Again, this is a distributive property. 25 times x. 25 times 7 is something. 175. All right, so I have an expression here that's going to be a two-step expression or a two-step equation I have to solve. So if you ever hear a teacher say it's a two-step, that means I can solve this in 2 steps. I need to move this 175 to be with this 450. These are what we call like terms because neither one of them has a variable. They can be combined. But they're on different sides of the equal sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is rectify that. 25x stays over there, but 450 times 175 is 275. And then divide by the 25. X is 11. Now remember, you guys, all they did was say to find x. I haven't had to plug back in yet, so it may be, I have to do that later on. Okay, number 6 and last one on the front side. Looks like this may be a two-parter. Whoa, yeah, definitely going to be a two-parter because I got railroad track problems on the other side. All right. So, okay, again, if you have a student, or if you're a student who is like looking at this going, hang on a second, rotate it. 21 with 6, 3x plus 1 with the x minus 1. Okay, rotate that sucker. Sometimes perspective would help a tremendous amount. 21 over 6, 3x plus 1 over x minus 1. All right, well, I've got 2 distributive properties here. 6 is going to be multiplied by the 3x and also the 1. That 21 is going to multiply by the x and the minus 1. So 2 distributives, you guys. All right, here goes. 6 times 3x. 6 times 1. 21 times x. 21 times negative 1. All right, this is a multi-step. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my x's on the same side together. And I see that I have an 18x on the left of the equals and a 21x on the right of the equals. As a person who always does shortcuts, I'm going to move the smaller x first. Although it really doesn't matter. Baby. Get out of here. Not playtime. Not playtime. Sorry, baby. Get in. All right, minus 18x. Well, 6 just comes down. I haven't done anything with that yet. So 21 minus 18 is 3x. Don't forget to bring down that minus 21. Well, now that I've got my x's, like terms together, I have to get my numbers that do not have an x, like terms together. Add 21 to this left side of the equal sign. Running out of room. That gives me a 27. What? 3 times what is 27? All right, looks like x is 9. All right, so I'm going to cut the video right here because anything longer, it takes a long time to load up to YouTube. This is going to be the end of part 1. Go down to the description below to go to part 2.